Welcome to another Spicy Chats. My name is Kevin Humina and I am the CEO at Chili Publish. I am excited to share with you our future of creative automation in today's session. This session is geared towards inspiration and education. So sit back, do not relax and enjoy the next 20 minutes. At the end, we have foreseen 10 minutes to answer some questions. If you have questions or thoughts that you would like to share, do not hesitate to email. I'll share that at the end of this session. At Chili Publish, our vision is to build the future of visual communication. And creative automation is a part of that future. During the next 20 minutes, we will explore topics such as creative automation, does creative automation replace designers, MarTech maturity, operating models for creative automation, what are smart templates, what are the benefits of creative automation, how do you calculate ROI for creative automation, and what is the opportunity for creatives to become smart template designers. Before we dive into today's topic, a few words about Chili Publish. We are a fast-growing company with more than 230 customers worldwide with a strong presence in Europe and America. Our solution is a cloud-based graphics engine that is used by Fortune 500 companies and service providers. Could be printers, packaging companies, and even agencies to automate and simplify visual communication production. So what happened that you need a company with a mission to build the future of visual communication? Hasn't it already been solved many moons ago? You might actually say it's pretty easy. You hire an internal or an external agency. You hire creative leads to come up with impressive branding campaigns. You hire content creators, you hire copywriters, you hire data scientists, you hire designers. Basically brilliant creatives that are ready to create for you day in, day out. But the reality is that all these great people get stuck in boring, non-creative, non-scalable production work that is needed to deal with scale and channels of modern marketing. According to Gartner, any brand in the world spends about 11% of their costs on marketing. But about 50% of the spend is on either manual labor or agencies who spend it on manual labor. Seller yearly publishes an in-house creative industry report and asks more than 200 marketing leaders what are your group's greatest challenges. The absolute number one was not enough time for creativity, with a smashing 65% of the answers. Number two, having not enough people. Number four, have the right roles. And number five, innovation. I must say, I'm not surprised with these answers at all. We know that working with graphics in a traditional way brings challenges. It takes time, it requires money, and it involves risks. Producing graphics or marketing assets consists out of 4 steps, starting at the brief all the way to the execution. And the first 3 steps are part of the creative process. Step 4 is a step where we can automate and we don't need that creativity. Technology exists to assist with the variant production even when high-end production is required. Therefore, creative automation is necessary and an integral part of the future of on-brand visual communication. Now, what is creative automation? Creative automation is the use of technology to scale content production and make it more efficient with a particular goal of quickly delivering large numbers of marketing and advertising assets. Ideally, it eliminates the need for creative people to undertake mundane, repetitive tasks, allowing them to concentrate on higher value work. And designers who understand the importance of scale also now turn their valuable time to creating smarter, adaptive front-ends, intelligent but data-driven templates for a variety of channels, which rapidly produce variants based on images and data. But also, what is creative automation not? And let me be very clear, creative automation is not about automating creativity. With creative automation, we seek to enable creativity again, free up creatives to do meaningful work. There's a lot of misinformation about creative automation. We do not believe in approaches that cut out the middleman, thus the agency or the creative. Actually, to be successful in creative automation, you need to bring creatives and brands together on one platform with the sole purpose to scale content production and allow more resources to be spent on higher value work. In creative automation, there's two key objectives: simplify and automate. And simplify means to use smart templates to enable self-service. A smart template designer creates smart templates embeds and enforces your brand guidelines. Automate is to connect your smart template to a data source. That data could come from any platform. Maybe it's from a digital asset management solution or product data that resides in your product information platform. If we bring these two together, your data can be pushed in smart templates, and the smart template will generate variants for print, digital, and packaging. So understanding the concepts of pixels and inches. Smart templates are crucial for creative automation. But let's first look at the MarTech stack for creative automation. A good creative automation solution will allow you to connect it into your MarTech ecosystem. MarTech standing for Marketing Technologies. Every organization is different, but brands at scale will typically have systems for data information and definition and marketing content operations. The most important being digital asset management, product information management, marketing work management, and digital experience platforms. It makes sense to bring creative automation into your DAM or PIM platforms as it contains a lot of relevant data. We see a growing trend with digital experience platforms to introduce creative automation as they aggregate DAM and PIM data already and are geared towards supporting the customer's journey. The example above is advanced, but in many cases, an easy integration with a DAM solution is an easy and perfect start. Creative automation should be brought in as a capability in small little iterations. But data maturity is always key. To automate in creative automation, we need data, images, and text that can be pushed into smart templates. The more data, the more automation is possible. And my main advice here is to not overcomplicate. Ask yourself and understand on what platforms are my users that request most of the marketing and advertising assets. Where are they active? That's your clue, that's your start. That's where creative automation can have a big impact. No creative automation can exist without smart templates. It's a part in the middle. But what are smart templates and how should you understand this? Actually, a smart template is a type of document that has been set up with a specialized features to simplify and automate graphic design and production. Smart templates are usually starting from static files, such as Indesign or Illustrator, the output from your creative design, and transformed into more flexible and dynamic formats and enhanced with specific features. It generates ready-to-go files for print, packaging, and digital. Now, there is no time to go in depth about smart templates, but we've written a full white paper that explains you why smart templates drive growth, save cost, save time, and reduce risk. If you wish to download, you can use the link in the top right corner, right next to the smart templates thumbnail. And allow me maybe to show you a small video where we import and where we show you how we create smart templates from the start. You will see a tool in Indesign, or this could also be done from Illustrator, where we be converting the artwork that was originally designed by a designer. This is the output from the creative work. And all the elements and properties from InDesign will automatically be transferred. And so what you see here is a couple of options. As a template builder, I'm going to import my artwork straight from an Adobe tool into Chili Publisher. And when the static files have been converted into a smart template, it is ready for a smart template builder to add intelligence. So what we see here again is it's still processing the document. Once it's gone through the processing, it will automatically launch that product into our smart template builder. Just giving it a few more seconds here to upload everything. So now that the import is completed, what we see now is our document being available into our smart template engine. And the tool is like design software, but it's packed with tools to start enabling creative automation, and this is actually where the fun starts. And there are so many tools available inside our smart templates, but let me name some examples of what the tools are. Smart templates have constraints, allowing you to control every element in the smart template. Can the user move an item? Can he rotate it? Can I edit it? And when he's editing, what are the constraints? Is there a minimum, a maximum that I must apply? Smart templates have advanced variables that control the input for your smart templates. It gives you validation and it ensures that your output is correct. Validation could be input for barcodes, dates, hours, prices, and so much more. Smart templates have dynamic layouts, and it is the real innovation in creative automation. For years, designs have worked with fixed positions for elements. Dynamic layouts introduce relative positioning and enables intelligent responsive design just like you see on a website. Every object property can be controlled via an easy-to-use formulas, as we know from tools such as Excel. The formulas can reference properties of other objects to calculate values. It allows you to make one smart template without having to know the actual output size. You can account for every size and decide how the template and the properties should behave ahead of time. But smart templates have Smart Crop. Smart Crop adds intelligence so that the point of interest of your image is always on the right location. Your output will always look like it was manually positioned by a creative, regardless of the requested size. And this is a small sample of the available tools in Smart Templates. If you want to know more, don't hesitate to browse our website, as we have many more resources explaining you this in detail. Now, let's have a quick look on how creative automation looks like when smart templates are set up and we quickly need to generate our marketing assets. So what we see here is a document, a template being opened. As an administrator, I've actually configured this document with all the different concepts that I explained earlier. And now as an end user, I can actually go and I can self-service an advanced document. And from there, I can actually go and trigger different properties. Different properties will then initiate different designs or different variations of designs. And it shows me that I can even request any size. And remember, this is applicable for print, digital, and packaging. So the same concept applies regardless of the fact that if I have to output to pixels or to inches. And so here on top of that, we even connected it with a data source. This data could come from your product information management system or from your CRM, or could just be a simple Excel upload. So the next document that I want to show you is actually way more advanced. Here we introduce some more concepts, so you'll see that regardless of the different parameters that I apply, that I'm allowed as an end user to select, that the image is always positioned at the right location. So even when we start changing the size, we see our intelligent cropping feature in action, so it knows how to make sure that the point of interest is going to be automatically at the right location. regardless of what size. So as a designer, I didn't have to think up front about what size the user would go and output. And so what we see here is that from here we could launch jobs. I mean, obviously these jobs could be triggered by other workflows. And then from there, it's going to automatically output to all the variations. So the beauty of this is that with one click of the button, I can just have every variation being generated. So I can really go in and do late-minute changes, which would physically be impossible for a designer to do manually, to go through all these different designs and create them. And so smart template builders are a trending job category. We see more and more job descriptions asking for specific smart template skills. If you ask me for my number one recommendation to creative, it would be to understand what smart templates are and how to create them. This skill can easily be taught. We see the hourly rates for creatives who can build smart templates actually increase with 20 to 30%. And what smart templates do is they help designers to scale and free up your creativity again. And this brings me to my final topic of today. When you are convinced about creative automation for your organization, you must decide on how to operate it. This is a really important choice as it depends on your structure and maturity of your organization. And if you've got any questions about this, feel free to reach out to us. We will gladly try to help you with some advice. And today what we see is 3 different operating models. The first one is what we like to call, is where the brand takes the lead, so a brand-led operating model. This operating model is when a brand has a MarTech ecosystem in place. And that MarTech system could have different degrees of sophistication. But at a minimum, there should be a DAM or a PIM and or a digital experience platform in place. This allows the brand owner to plug a creative automation platform in the MarTech ecosystem. Brands with such maturity typically have some form of in-house agency that can be trained to provide smart template creation services and optimize their current resource management. It is also very common that brands activate their agency network to assist with smart template creation services. This is a great opportunity for agencies who want to expand their offering. The main advantage of this model is that the brand stays in control of the data and the overall roadmap for their creative automation needs. The brand can operate in a very independent way from its service provider and is not locked into any additional services. In case the brand is not advanced enough, there is the possibility to choose for a service provider-led operation model. This model is for brands who do not have any or very limited and or niche MarTech ecosystem and or marketing resources are super limited within the organization. In this case, the brand can make use of creative automation platform of a service provider. Innovative service providers, and this could be high-end printers, packaging provider, and agencies, provide a platform that consists at least out of a basic DAM, a brand portal typically, and creative automation. More advanced or specialized service providers offer PIM capabilities as well. And this is great for brands who have a limited or niche use case or do not have a lot of data maturity. They do not need to integrate their own platform and can go to market quickly or even project-based. On top of that, service providers have skilled smart template designers that can build smart templates in the platform quickly. On the other hand, mature organizations might quickly outgrow a shared platform as they do not control the roadmap and in some cases are locked in with additional other services or do not own their smart templates. And this brings me to the third model, which is a consensus. It's a hybrid one. This operating model will combine both. The brand might not have components implemented in the MarTech stack, such as DAM and PIM, but lacks creative automation capabilities. A good creative automation platform will allow you to connect to any data source. Typically, the service provider will offer a brand portal that acts as an aggregator for data. Many service providers have existing connections available for known DAM and PIM systems in the market. It is important that in this model, when available, the in-house agency is allowed and capable to create its own smart templates. If not, these hybrid models tend to become expensive, as you will have to pay for template creation services plus the platform, and you do not always own the smart template. So, this concludes our vision of the future of creative automation. I hope I was able to give you the creative automation bug. As you know, as you feel, I could have talked for hours, so don't hesitate if you want to get in touch or if you have any questions that you want to share right now. We will be happy to respond to some questions immediately. Drop them in the chat box and I'll see how many we can answer. I see we have about 7 minutes. Until I see your questions popping up, I would like to already thank you so much for attending. Your interest has surprised us again. You were with many today, so thank you very much for taking the time in your busy agenda. And if you have any questions, of course, you can always reach out. So let me give you a few minutes to post any questions, if there are any questions popping up. All right, so questions are rolling in. Let me kick off with the first question. What will creative automation mean for the future of design? I think I've said it a couple of times in the presentation. It's all about enabling creative freedom. It's all about allowing you to have more time. So when we say design and automation, I think they're two separate things. And I think we have a really positive impact for designers to basically free up time for more creativity. I hope that answers your question. How do you see smart templates evolve? Is it only for print? Of course not. It hasn't been for print, about print only for many years. Many of our customers obviously also publish to various digital channels. So it will continue evolving. It will be for any content or marketing material that you need to produce. We see it at least that way. That's why our mission is also to build the future of on-brand visual communication, and under visual communication we mean print, digital, packaging, and many others. Where do we find in-depth step-by-step tutorials to help us learn the platform better? Of course, there is a lot of resources available. I don't know who's asking these questions because I see anonymous. But I would ask you, I don't know if you're an existing customer. If you're an existing customer, you can obviously contact your account manager who will gladly guide you to a couple of resources. We have a lot of documentation available. We have a lot of videos available. If you're not a customer yet, just send us an email to the website or to the chat, and we will gladly send you some links where you can find better tutorials and better e-learning for you to be able to get the maximum out of the product. What type of files can be exported? Can you export InDesign, Illustrator, and Photoshop files? So when we talk about the files types that can be exported, we're talking about digital files, so JPEGs, PNGs, and so on. We're also talking about press quality PDFs and all the various flavors there. And yes, we can also export back to InDesign IDML. We do not export today to Illustrator and Photoshop files. We see Photoshop being a popular request, so that's something that we're definitely taking under consideration. So whoever you are, anonymous, we'd love to hear about your use case. And again, send us an email or send me an email, and I'll happily pass that on to our product team to see if we can do anything there. Do I need to create a layout in InDesign or Illustrator as you shown in your demo? No. Thank you for that question. I think that was very attentive of you. You do not actually. We see two types of customers. So sometimes people do want to start in InDesign or Illustrator because that is what they, that's where they get their source files from, or that's how their workflow used to work or is working. But we have many customers who actually skip that step and just go straight into the application and build their templates. I know a lot of our retail customers do that. They kind of bypass it. I think it's really personal preference and the level of complication in the workflow and the artwork that you have. Thank you for those questions. We don't have time to answer all the questions today, but again, you can always send me an email I promised you that I would share at the end of this presentation my email, so you can send me an email at kevin@chili-publish.com. If you want to learn more about Chili Publish, go to our website. If you want to know more about creative automation, go download the white paper. And thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Bye.